For more on this crypto action, let's turn to Citigroup digital assets analyst Joseph Ayoub. Joseph, good to see you here today. I heard, I'm sure, Emily's comments right there. What's going to happen with FTX, and would that mean, whatever happens to FTX, what does that mean for the broader crypto landscape?
It's hard to say at this current point in time what's going to happen with FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried has just announced that apparently his exchange has more assets in collateral than customer deposits, but it's very unclear what's going to happen. One thing that is for sure, as of about 10 minutes ago, is that Alameda is set to shut down their trading. With respect to what happens in the broader market, I think we're yet to see what happens, and there is going to be probably a larger fallout from this.
We're taking a look at the timeline of events that's really taking place here. When you think about the number of investors that have poured into different rounds at different stages for FTX, is it likely that any of them come back knocking in order to make sure that FTX is saved?
That's a really hard question to answer. You know, there have been a lot of people and a lot of speculation about who might come in and save, so to speak, as FTX. You know, rumors of Justin Sun, the founder of Tron, potentially coming in with a package. I think it would be less likely for one of the previous investors to step in and save FTX. I think they probably have some mandates into how much crypto exposure they're allowed. And, you know, we're talking about some of the biggest funds in the world, Tiger Global being involved in some of these rounds. So I would be cautionary to suspect that some of these larger investors would buy out FTX in its current state.
If this is the early stages of a broader fallout in crypto, do you think that spills over into the broader stock market?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it is unlikely in its current setting. And you know, yesterday was a really good example of that, where crypto was down something to the likes of 10 to 15%, and SPX was up on the day by a few percent. And that shows broader decorrelations between crypto and the traditional finance market. I don't see many avenues of exit for this contagion to spill over. If we look at the larger global market caps of cryptocurrency, which stands at around $800 billion, you know, Bitcoin at, you know, something like $400 or $350 billion, it doesn't even break the top 10 of the S&P largest constituents in market cap size. So I don't see a lot of spillover and contagion into traditional markets, but we're yet to find that out, and you know, that's yet to be investigated quite thoroughly yet.
Does this alter at all how some of the larger banks start to set up their own crypto trading desks, or alter the ambitions that they may have to get further into crypto, knowing that you've got regulators out this morning, Gary Gensler even saying in interviews what this means for the future of regulation within crypto?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely can't comment on the bank's proposal on crypto trading and their assets. What is definitely the case is that banks are waiting on, or at least in some way waiting on regulation and clearer regulatory frameworks before they start offering, you know, spot trading and some of these more granular products. Gary Gensler, of course, is going to be very interested in what's going on in current events, and I think that it might have an impact on how banks, well, I think it will have an impact on the speed of regulation rather than banks trading in particular. So the speed of regulation affects how banks will manage the products, and the regulation is the key thing to focus on here for Gary Gensler and the CFTC as well.
Joseph, when I think back 5 years ago, it was the Thanksgiving table talk was Bitcoin. This year at Thanksgiving, are people talking about crypto? Are they, and what are they saying about it from your perspective? If you had to just kind of take a bird's eye view into the dinner tables as Bitcoin gets thrown onto the table.
I think they'll be asking their grandkids what happened, what went on. How could this have happened? Uh, it's it's a difficult question for especially the younger generation to answer, because I think this is such a nascent industry and such a nascent space that how could one have expected such an experienced player in FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, who was a former Jane Street trader, with tons of regulatory compliance in terms of their employees. How could something like this have happened over a series of events such as Luna, BlockFi, Celsius, and now FTX? I think the dinner chat table will be very, very confused and asking, or at least questioning, whether this will ever see a resurgence again, to be quite frank.
You have to invite me and Brad over, Joseph, because we have more questions to ask you over that maybe a Thanksgiving Day dinner table. Joseph Ayoub, Citigroup Digital Assets Analyst. Good to see you. Appreciate it.